To be with us as we are also learning further updates tracked from Iran. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has now made statements. Following these US strikes on Iran, Araghchi has stated and made it clear that the events this morning are outrageous and they will have everlasting consequences. He further stressed that Iran reserves all the options to defend its sovereignty, interest and people based on the UN Charter, and that US committed a grave violation of the UN Charter, international law and the NPT by attacking Iran's peaceful nuclear installations. Well, all right. In fact, on that note, I also have Group Captain VN Jha with us. Iran's Araghchi has made the statement that the consequences are going to be everlasting. How do you decode this statement given the timely response that Iran has now refuted with after the developments that are being tracked from the White House? Even while the statements were made in the Situation Room, US President Donald Trump was donning the Make America Great Again cap. Mr. Jha, how do you look at Iran's statement at this point of time saying that US committed a grave violation of the UN Charter?
Yes, there have been grave violations of UN Charter, not from today, from way back, many times. And seldom any state is left untouched with this. Even Iran should not have gone for the nuclear enrichment to 90%. They have signed it NPT. But, those are the things of the past. It's a wartime. In the wartime, many narratives will come up, and many of them will be subsequently will be found to be false. So let's not go on to that. Let's look at what is happening today as on ground. As on ground, today there are two facts absolutely crystal clear. One, that uranium, Iran has got the capacity or stock of uranium, which is 90% or at least more than 60%. Iran had no business to reprocess the uranium more than 60%. So there is an intent, and that intent is the Islamic bomb that Iran had aspired for long back. And the only target of that Islamic bomb is Israel. And that was in the belief of the entire Islamic nations there, who always aspired for river to sea, river to sea. That means all those territory will be the Islamic territory. Israel will be wiped out. That was their the dream that they had. But that was not to be. Today, Israel is much more powerful than any other nation in that vicinity. But these threat of Iran, of the nuclear bomb, was something which was bogging both Israel and US for very long time. And after the IAEA, they gave a report about 2 weeks back, just a little more than 2 weeks back, that Iran has got more than 60% uranium, which they are unwilling to give it to the IAEA agency for verification, inspection and verification. After that report came, and after America, USA found that there is no headway into bilateral discussion with Iran, and Iran was determined to continue processing the 90% uranium. They said it is enough is enough. Now hereafter, Iran cannot be permitted to become nuclear. You remember what Netanyahu had said on the UN General Platform 2 years back? He had said he will not permit Iran to become nuclear at whatever cost that Israel has to pay. They are ready to pay for it. So, given all this perspective, the bombing of or the elimination of the nuclear enrichment sites, as I had mentioned to you, was it was impending. That attack had to happen. Israel had already eased out by bombing many of these sites, except the third floor underneath the surface at Fordo. That needed a very big bomb, what we call it, concrete buster. So that type of bomb was only with USA, which can penetrate to the depth of about, say, 60 meters or more than 60 meters. So that was completed last evening, a few hours back. And that's what Trump has said, his aim is achieved now, his objective is completed. Peace may prevail hereafter, but peace is not going to prevail. Iran is going to hit back. Yemen, another proxy of Iran, is also going to hit back some of the ships in the Red Sea or Gulf of Aden, or in the vicinity. They are going to do something, but then gradually Iran will be depleted of its ballistic missiles because the manufacturing plants have already been bombed. So subsequently, maybe that the logic will prevail. Iran will have to come to the negotiating table, and some sort of memorandum of understanding or agreement has to be signed, in which Iran will be compelled not to process uranium in excess of 60% and subject or also open it to IAEA. I think that is where the peace will start thereafter. But it's a fairly distant aspiration of mine, which has to go further. There is a time for this. Till that time comes, there will be, war will be mongering here and there in some form or the other.
Well, Mr. Jha, thank you very much for being with us on the telecast. And